Kia ora, Aries. Welcome to your August 2015 Taroscope reading with me. Hope wherever you are around the world you are fine and well and have some time to sit back and enjoy this month's reading. You will notice that we're using a different deck of cards. These are designed by John Holland, a well-known psychic and medium. They're tarot cards, however he has made a few alterations to them. He has removed the court cards such as the Queen, King, Knight and Page, and he has added in some chakra energy cards. He also works intrinsically with the vibration and essence of colour. You'll see how that comes into play as we go through the reading. So for this month we will be doing 4 cards, one for each week of the month, and then there will be a 5th card which will be what challenges you, and then at the end we will do the high vibrational card as well. If you're interested in the little crystals in the corner of your reading, this is a beautiful amethyst cluster, this is a turquoise stone, and this is an intriguing stone which I haven't had for very long. It's called a merlinite, and it seems to provide very close encounters, if you like, with synchronistic events. So keep an eye on this for the month of August and see if you pick up any extra synchronistic or uncanny universal sort of connections and things like that. Anyhow, let's get into the reading, shuffle the cards a little bit and see what's in store for you guys for August. So this is for Aries for August 2015. Your first card is number 8, positive movement forward. You'll notice it has a red boundary. That represents the physical in life, or what would have been the pentacles. It also represents the earth signs of Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo. So let's see what your second card is. Another red card, so we're still on the earth plane here for you guys. This is the 5 and it says financial and material changes. So that's the 5, would be the 5 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. Your third card, oops, I seem to be getting a little bit caught up here, is number 11. This is a major arcana card, and you can see that with the black borders. That's what represents the major arcana, and we have the word balance. Now the number 11 was is the justice card in the traditional tarot. So your fourth card is number 4, and we see that as the green card, which is normally the cups and represents the emotional perspective of life, and also represents the water signs such as Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces. Now for your 5th card, the last card for the one of the month, which might be what challenges you, you have number 5, which is a major arcana, and it's wisdom. Now this would be the Hierophant card traditionally. So what I'm saying to people is, in the readings, that you can see how I talk about the fact that he introduces colour to such an amazing, vibrant depth and feel and use within the cards. I'm saying to people, select one of the cards that you find really appealing and focus on it and meditate on it and see what individual answers you can find for yourself that give you a little bit more in-depth intimation within the reading for the month of August, because you will be able to channel some of your own thoughts and ideas as well. Okay, so with that guys, we will start with your first week over here, the 8 of what would traditionally be the Pentacles, and we see this positive movement forward. Nice card to begin the month of August with, and in fact we see the card moving, or the boat is moving out towards the sun, so new horizons, new positive energy coming. I think it's traditionally a card of finances and career and opportunities, and it could be about the fact that you have stabilized yourself at a point, you've garnished a lot together, you've kind of found firm foundations, and you are able to utilize that as you move forward. This could be in the area of career or finances, or it could be purchasing something or investing or creating something new, like a business that starts to progressively form and move forward. It has started and taken shape in the physical plane, and that's why we are in this red border denoting physicality. Your finances should appear to be fairly nice and steady in this beginning of August, and as I say, you could even get some sort of increment coming in, possibly unexpected increment from somewhere. If we think of it from a health perspective, it has the same feeling as well, of just this positive moving forward. You know, the sun is often a real gift to have around us. We know how good we feel when the sun is shining and the positive vibrations it gives us, and also the healing manifestation of the sun. So all those energies flow in with this card as well. So moving along to this card, the second week in August, and we're still looking at the Pentacles, the red energy, which is your earth sign, so Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo as well. Now the five of this particular card, the Five of Pentacles, even in the traditional tarot, represents sort of moving away from something, and sometimes with a little bit of sadness involved. He says here financial and material changes, so it does denote some sort of shift or change coming in. You started off the month with all this really positive energy, but interestingly, as I say, the boat sort of seems to be heading in that way, denoting change and movement. Perhaps how you achieve this is by dropping something off behind. Now, it can sort of indicate a little bit of a feeling of loss, so whether or not you leave something or someone behind. It is a card of as he talks about change, and accepting change is quite often difficult. So it can be financial change, maybe this whole prospect here of moving forward. You might choose to leave your job, or move away from a house or something, or move into a new area that is possibly a little bit challenging to begin with, but we get this card in the beginning that says you've got this positive movement around you. I think, Aries, your whole month of August does have a little bit of feeling of not necessarily challenge, but change going on that could create the necessity for balance and patience and the use of wisdom. So we'll carry on working through the reading anyhow. We come to the third week in August and we get your first major arcana card, and it's the balance card, number 11, which of course would be the justice card. I will read you some of the words from John Holland's book, because he does have quite poignant words actually. So let's just find that in the book. Just bear with me one moment. This card represents the need for balance and harmony with your inner life, as well as what's surrounding you in the physical world. This denotes that some life adjustments are required at this time. It could be associated with love, relationships, business, or even your career. The balance card is also being shown to you to make you realize that what you perceive to be happening around you is really an externalization of an inner process or conflict that you may be currently experiencing. This card will often appear if you work in the legal field or when you're involved in the law-related matters. Have faith that justice will triumph, as justice and karma go hand in hand. Take only what you've earned. Treat people fairly and don't take advantage of anyone. This is all part of living a balanced karmic life. When determining something, there must be a state of balance, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so that you can make rational decisions and logical judgments. This is a time to be honest and caring and responsible for the choices that you've made, as well as the ones that will be made in the future. And it's really interesting, Aries, because your card that sits above you, or that sits above that one, for the challenge is the Wisdom card, and that's the Hierophant, and he also is often about legal matters and sticking to the status quo and not pushing the boundaries, staying within the realms of what society expects, especially in traditional areas. So there's something that there's got a legal feel here going on with it around August. Maybe some of you will be going through some sort of legal processes, whether they're papers that you're signing one way or another, whether it's things that you are leaving behind, relationships possibly, business commitments, something that you may have already signed into and are now wanting to break a contract for. And this can be a contract at the physical level or even at the emotional and spiritual level. And I think that maybe is where the conflict is coming from a little bit for the month of August. And as we say, often these can be trying times, but know that you're a very tenacious sign and energy with that fire energy. You've got incredible inner strength to get you through most anything. So I think for August you'll be calling on your inner strength and setting the seeds of balance in your life one way or another. And I often think too that the balance card or the justice card talks about balancing your whole physicality as well, so your diet related, the things that you have in your diet, how much sleep you're getting, how you're managing your health, your wealth, your affairs, all sorts of things like that. If we come to the next card, which is the 4th week in August, we see here it says discontent and boredom, and this would be the 4 of Cups traditionally. It often signals to us that there's a degree of either discontentment or, you know, just as they say there, a little bit of feeling of boredom around something. Sometimes this card, the energy of it tells us to show gratitude a little bit more too, and be grateful for the things that we do have and acknowledge them in our life. But if this is coming in the 4th week of August, there could be a feeling that there's something that you're wanting to either move away from or drop off from, or a change in direction you're wanting to initiate may not be coming quite as quickly as you wish. So it's about having patience. And I know, Aries, we haven't sometimes got a great deal of patience because we're just so eager to get into things and make them happen and rev everything up and pew, sparks fly. But this is suggesting that take your time in that 4th week of August, set some plans in place and follow them through and be patient. Look for synchronistic events is what they mention here, and look for the messages that might be hidden. You have to tune in a little bit more and see how the universe is actually flowing things for you. So this could be relationships, projects, or career related things. It could be anything, and I get the feeling that it started all the way before August even, as if it's something that's been in the offering or the making and you've been trying to get it going. You may have had like a flourish of a success at the beginning and things slowed down a little bit through August. But again, this is learning about patience, and I think when we get to this, the challenge card for you, it's learning to have the wisdom and the tolerance and the slowing down and doing things by the protocol. You know, especially if you're thinking of any sort of new contracts, you need to make sure that they're done correctly so that they hold up and withstand any pushing or searching or seeking things out later down the line. If you haven't formatted it correctly, it probably won't stand the test of time. I'll read for you the messages from the book again for the Wisdom card, because again I'm quite interested to hear all of his words. Okay, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. This card illustrates that there's a spiritual teacher who's about to influence you or step into your life to impart his or her wisdom. Look around. Is there someone in your life who has the acumen, education, knowledge and ability to integrate spirituality and its laws into the constraints of the physical, the physical world. This could be a compassionate person who offers guidance and inspiration and reminds you that you're so much more than a physical being. You're also a spiritual being with unlimited potential. You may have also drawn this card to confirm that it's time to reach out and find an organisational group of like-minded souls. Being part of a group where you can be yourself, share your thoughts and get valuable feedback can infuse you and encourage you to be all that you can. Kindred support helps you live life to your highest ideals, finding the true inspiration and enlightenment that's part of your soul. Over time, the student often becomes the teacher, so don't be surprised when others seek out and find you. This card of wisdom is letting you know that you have so much to share, whether you realise it or not. So, given that that's your challenge card, it's definitely a little bit about the whole understanding, the depth of the journey that we transpire to be on, and the people that will come across your path, and the ones that you do and don't wish to associate with, and the ones that can give you learnings and lessons, and how to sort of interpret them and take them on board and utilise them. So there we are, Aries, you've got a bit of coming and going in the month of August. It feels like you've got possibilities and then, you know, maybe you walk away from them. Anyhow, it'll be an interesting month and we will play it by ear as it goes through. So for the last part of the reading, which is the lovely Angels of Atlantis, we will see what arrives for you from this deck. Oops. This is your card. Empathy. Raphael, empathy. So that comes to you from the green chakra around your heart. So we're feeling this understanding and tolerance coming through again, and there's a lot of that in your reading for the month of August. Whether or not you have got something to learn from someone or you need to give something more out, the gift of empathy is a wonderful place to be. It's the gift of giving, and you can also have empathy with yourself and your own soul's messages and the delivery of that. I'll read the words too from the book, because there's some lovely synchronicities again in the readings of the book. Raphael brings to you the oracle of the empathetic and reminds you of the simplicity of the beautiful lotus. The lotus is the symbol of enlightenment, which sinks below water during the night to be reborn in the light of the day. Perhaps your empathy has waned recently and needs to be restored by the new light of compassion. Be with the sun, allowing its energies to warm and nourish you, just as exactly your first card was, with that beautiful sun on your journey as you are moving forth. Try to move through the challenges that you face with empathy, humour and love. And with that, Aries, that concludes your reading for August. So wishing you all, and myself, because of course I'm an Aries, much empathy for the month of August. And I thank you all for listening and subbing and liking. I really appreciate your time. I am honoured to be able to do these readings, and I trust that they bring you all some beautiful insight and just positive, good, high vibrations, because that's my intention. So thank you again, everyone. Have a safe and happy August, and I'll see you all in September. Kia kaha and much aroha.